Good morning. My name is Jabeen Ahmad. It is my pleasure to welcome you to North Carolina State University this morning. I know with Hurricane Dorian, many of us are impacted, and our thoughts and prayers are with those impacted by the hurricane. Given the circumstances, it is so wonderful to see so many of you here today to celebrate with us the groundbreaking ceremony of the Plant Sciences building here at North Carolina State University. I am a second-year doctoral student in plant biology, and I'm here to tell you about how excited I am about the Plant Sciences Initiative. My fellow students and I are members of a unique community where we get to work with so many different researchers, folks in industry, and to take all of our drive, our curiosity, our passion, and bring it here to North Carolina State. I work in a lab under a wonderful researcher and scientist and scholar, Dr. Amy Grundon, and our lab has students from plant biology, microbiology, forest and biomaterials, biochemistry, and even this summer we hosted students from business and computer science. What I mean to tell you is we are from diverse disciplines coming together to do team building science and to learn and to make discoveries. And that's really what the Plant Sciences Initiative is all about. It's taking folks from different disciplines, from different backgrounds, taking someone like me who's had a past as a lawyer, as a technology transfer professional, as a journalist, as a researcher, and now as a prospective scientist, and taking us and having us in this environment with the opportunity to not only solve some of the grand challenges facing us today, things like food security, sustainable energy, crop resiliency, and then uniting us with the public, with industry, so we can have teamwork, collaborative building, and find solutions. We are excited, we are curious, and we are ready to get started. Thank you so much. And now it is my honor to introduce you to the 14th Chancellor of North Carolina State University, Dr. Randy Woodson.
It's a long walk, I'm sorry. Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Jabeen. It's, just another average example of a student at NC State. Having received her law degree at Carolina and then deciding to become a practicing scientist and coming to NC State to work with Amy is phenomenal. Let me get to my remarks. There they are. So it's great to have you all here today. And like Jabeen said, and we've said to others this morning, we recognize that this is a challenging time for our state. And we recognize there are a lot of people that wanted to be here that couldn't be here. And we had hoped to do this actually where we could break ground. But we've made do with soil on the stage, which I found to be a little awkward. And just to remind all of you that don't know this is not dirt. Dirt is what's under your fingernail. This is soil. It's the stuff that plants grow in. So it's a pleasure to have you all here today. And let me start by introducing a number of key members of the General Assembly that are with us. You're going to hear from Representative David Lewis in a minute. And we're thrilled to have Representative Lewis here. Representative Stephen Ross is with us this morning. And Representative Julie Von Hoffen is with us. I saw Julie earlier, right here. And also Representative Lisa Barnes is with us. So it's good to have you with us, and we're so grateful for the General Assembly. And finally, in addition, I want to introduce Secretary Elaine Marshall that's with us, a great advocate for NC State, for what we do in agriculture, and as important, and we all know this, a tremendous advocate for what we do with young people across the state through 4-H. And finally, I want to introduce the Board of Trustees members that are with us today. The chair of the board, Tom Cabanis, is here. And I see Chip. No, I don't see Chip. I see, actually, Lawrence Davenport, the former chair. And also Jim Harrell was with us earlier. I'm not sure if Jim is still here. And we have representatives from Senator Burr and Tillis's office, and we're grateful for their leadership. So today we celebrate a bold future for NC State and the public-private partnerships that will come out of the Plant Sciences Initiative. Our campus has emerged as a global model through the realization of spaces like the Plant Sciences Building and spaces like Centennial Campus in general, where the private sector comes together with the public sector at NC State to do amazing work that moves our economy forward. And the Plant Sciences Building is a great example of that. It's critical because it will continue to keep us at the forefront of plant sciences research. What we know is that we have a growing world, and we have a growing challenge of feeding this growing population. And so the need for agriculture productivity is not going to go away. In fact, it's going to be intensified at a time when we're worried about the natural resources, the water, and the energy that's required to produce crops and the animals that crops feed. And so the Plant Sciences Building is our vision, and Dean Litton and his colleagues' vision, about what NC State can do to continue to move this industry forward. In the fall of 2015, the North Carolina General Assembly passed critical legislation that supports the construction of the building that we're here to celebrate with the groundbreaking. And it was through the North Carolina Connect Bond. And I was very pleased that the citizens of the state voted overwhelmingly in support of the Higher Education Bond, which funded 2 critical projects at NC State. And this is the groundbreaking, as you know, for the Plant Sciences Building, but just next to us on this site is the Fitzwillard Hall, our engineering building that was also part of this bond package. The NC State University Plant Sciences Building will ensure that our university and our state continues at the forefront of the critical work that's needed to keep agriculture productive and profitable in North Carolina. And it's a project that's been supported across the state. In fact, when we envisioned this project, and Dean Linton and his colleagues envisioned it, the commodity groups across North Carolina, the state of North Carolina, came together quickly to support it. But it couldn't have happened without the General Assembly and without the critical support of the Golden Leaf Foundation. The Golden Leaf has invested over $48 million in this new research facility, the largest single contribution ever made to the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, and one of the greatest in the university's history. This investment further establishes North Carolina and the state of North Carolina and North Carolina State University as world leaders in plant sciences, research, and innovation. And as your chancellor, I have to tell you that we are so appreciative of all the support of the people in this room and all the people across North Carolina that voted for the bond package. And we're going to pay you back. And we're going to pay you back with research and innovation that will move this economy forward and will ensure North Carolina stays at the forefront of agricultural productivity. So on behalf of the current and future students, the outstanding faculty at NC State, and the staff of this great university, I couldn't be more grateful and more excited as your chancellor to get this building out of the ground and get the faculty and staff in the building doing the critical work to move us forward. So this is a momentous day, but I do, with such a big room, I feel like I need to tell you we're only 90% there. And so, if this initiative has moved you in ways that we can only imagine, I hope you'll talk with the great staff in the College of Ag and Life Sciences about what you can do to be part of helping this project become a reality. Thank you again, all of you, for being here today. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Representative David Lewis, a member of the North Carolina General Assembly, representing the state's 53rd district since 2002. And Representative Lewis will tell you a year in the life of a member of the General Assembly is like dog years. So that means that Representative Lewis has been at this a while. So Representative Lewis.
On behalf of Governor Cooper, the Council of State, Speaker Moore, and President Pro Tem Berger, it's my pleasure to wish you a good morning. And thank you so much for the opportunity to speak at this historic groundbreaking ceremony. It's an honor to be a part of this celebration of a plant sciences building, which will be a great asset for our state and our agricultural producers. I brought with me today a seed. Someday, this seed will bear fruit and grow into much more than what you can see today in my hand. We can't quite see it now, but we know that one day it'll be a part of a bountiful harvest. The hard work that went into making this building a reality was no small endeavor. Just like this seed, in seasons to come, we will see the harvest of our labor to bring forth this building come into fruition. The plant sciences building and this program have been highly anticipated to yield tremendous gains in the area of crop sciences. As a farmer myself, I know the difficulties we face in the agricultural industry. Many variables inhibit our industry's growth. Between the devastating weather, including the hurricane that is currently making its way up our coast, to the abundance of other outside factors, many of which we have no control over, we need all the help that we can get. The truth is, nobody knows what the next big thing is that will save and help agriculture. But I can tell you that I am confident that while I don't know what it is, I know where it will be from. With that, I have the utmost confidence in this school and its administration that there is no better group of people to take upon this task on behalf of the people of this state. Thank you, NC State, for your hard work and all you do in making this a reality. And thank you for coming out today to support and recognize that work.
Well, good morning. You might wonder that we struggled these last few days figuring out how to do this and what to do relative to Hurricane Dorian. And I can tell you one of the biggest controversies that we had is how do we bring a dig to the people when you're not outside in front of the site where there's dirt or soil? And we were going through this debate pretty heavily yesterday, and when we saw the remarks coming from Representative Lewis that he had a seed he wanted to plant, we had to find some soil. So I'm glad that we did that, and I'm glad that we can make these arrangements. Good morning, and thank you for affording me the opportunity to speak at this groundbreaking ceremony. Give me just a second. Thank you, Chancellor Woodson, and thank you, Representative Lewis. We are grateful for your leadership. I'm Rich Linton, and it is my honor to be the Dean of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences at NC State University. This effort that we're seeing today is a direct result of amazing partnerships. In addition to the support of the North Carolina General Assembly, there are other foundational partnerships that made this initiative and groundbreaking today possible. These include the university's partnerships with the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, our agriculture and life science stakeholders, the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, the Golden Leaf Foundation, and the United States Department of Agriculture. This university and our agricultural community has encouraged us to dream big dreams to better serve our agricultural stakeholders. And the North Carolina Plant Sciences Initiative was a big dream. It was a huge dream. The support and guidance from university administration, faculty, and staff has been overwhelming. It has helped ensure the successful launch of this initiative and this world-class facility. To Chancellor Woodson, Provost Arden, and our university family, thank you. The call for new and accelerated plant science innovation came from those who know firsthand the impact of our research, teaching, and extension. and that's our commodity and agricultural organizations and the farmers that they represent all over this state. Their enthusiasm and the early financial commitments from more than 44 different organizations got this off and running, and they keep pushing us forward each and every day. There is no other state in the nation that has the agricultural leadership and partnerships that we have in North Carolina, and we never take that for granted. We are better when we work together, and there is no better example of working together than the North Carolina Plant Sciences Initiative. To our agricultural family, thank you. I cannot overstate the value of our partnership with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services and Commissioner Steve Troxler. The North Carolina Department of Agriculture partnership is an amazing case study of what can happen when you combine the collective talent and resources of two great institutions to solve problems, to create opportunities, and deliver the solutions that benefit our farmers and build our local communities. To our North Carolina Department of Agriculture family and to our Commissioner of Agriculture, Steve Troxler, thank you. We simply could not do this without you. Commissioner Troxler is in Fletcher, North Carolina this morning, helping to kick off the North Carolina Mountain State Fair, but we are delighted to have Chief Deputy Commissioner David Smith with us on the Commissioner's behalf. In just a few moments, North Carolina Bureau President Larry Wooten will share remarks on behalf of our agricultural community and partners. Thank you, Larry, for your incredible leadership and your friendship. It was the combined $48 million in grants from the Golden Leaf Foundation that moved the North Carolina Plant Sciences Initiative and this facility from concept to construction. The Golden Leaf Foundation has long funded North Carolina State agriculture research and extension, but this investment signifies the importance of new plant science innovation as an economic infrastructure for our state's rural and tobacco-dependent communities. We are eternally grateful for your partnership and are eager to deliver on the tangible impacts that will help grow prosperity throughout our state. Board Chair Randy Eisenhower is with us today to share remarks on behalf of the Golden Leaf Foundation. Randy, thank you for your leadership and for the Golden Leaf Foundation's investment. One of our strongest partnerships extends beyond the borders of our state. The United States Department of Agriculture Agricultural Research Service has deep roots at NC State with facilities on campus and researchers working alongside our faculty in plant genomics, plant physiology, and plant breeding. The Agricultural Research Service sees the North Carolina Plant Sciences Initiative as an opportunity for even greater collaboration and has plans to build a new $30 million plus North Carolina Plant Science Initiative companion facility right here in our campus. The support for this new investment was largely driven by Dr. Shavonda Jacobs-Young, who is an administrator for the United States Department of Agriculture Research Service, and she's also a North Carolina State alum. It is now my privilege to welcome to the podium my good friend, Dr. Shavonda Jacobs-Young.
Let's see. Well, good morning, everyone. Chancellor Woodson, Dean Linton, thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this very important event. I'm especially proud to be here. As Richard said, I'm a North Carolina State alum. I feel like I've come home. It's hard to believe that it was over 30 years ago that I stepped foot on the North Carolina State campus. I remember it like it was yesterday. My mom and I made the trek from Augusta, Georgia, after packing up her old Buick Regal, and we just headed north. Well, that old Regal broke down somewhere near south of the border on I-95. But don't dismay, she was able to deliver me still in one piece. And years later, after I earned 3 degrees from this remarkable institution, my mom probably felt that I never wanted to leave. She was right. In fact, Dean Linton, you may have to kick me off campus. I will attend my first football game, I think, in about 3 decades. My husband, who is a North Carolina State former football player, will be here tonight, and we're going to go and cheer for the Pack. I add my welcome to friends, elected officials, stakeholders, and champions who are here with us this morning. This is not only a special day for North Carolina State and for the College of Agricultural Life Sciences, it's also a special day for USDA's Agricultural Research Service, or ARS as we are known. ARS is the USDA's chief in-house research agency, and we leverage our resources through valuable partnerships with universities and other organizations. This great partnership with North Carolina State and others like it all over the country are one of Abraham Lincoln's lasting gifts. In his infinite wisdom, President Lincoln created the Department of Agriculture in 1862 to serve the people of this country, which was at that time mostly rural and supported by agriculture. That very same year, President Lincoln also signed the Morrill Act, donating public lands to several states to establish colleges for the benefit of agriculture and mechanical arts. So for those of you who always wonder, what does A&M mean behind a university name? Agriculture and mechanical arts. The resulting land-grant universities have worked in step with ARS and USDA ever since. The result of our combined effort is, I argue, the safest, most abundant, most affordable food supply anywhere on this planet. And we have achieved this together. Some of our closest and most valued scientific collaborators are right here on this campus. The close partnerships between ARS and NC State researchers result in science that protects and enhances agriculture production in North Carolina and across the United States. For instance, ARS scientists here in Raleigh work with their NC State partners to assess the sensory qualities in different varieties of sweet potato. This work uncovers the traits consumers and processors want in their sweet potato products, like sweet potato fries, thereby helping to sustain and grow this critical industry. ARS and NC State scientists also share an exciting partnership that makes them national leaders in soybean breeding. They've been exploring 20,000 exotic soybean varieties to discover new genes and traits to strengthen U.S. and North Carolina soy crops. Traits that enhance productivity, improve nutritional content, and protect against the ravages of drought. At the Sand Hills Research Station, we're using more than 30 acres and 5,000 soybean plots to advance this drought research. And at the Plant Sciences Building, ARS and NC State scientists will start conducting new high-throughput electronics and machine learning approaches to speed up genetic field testing. Their aim is to deliver many new drought-tolerant soy varieties to producers and consumers, all using innovative state-of-the-art facilities, technologies, and skills. Now, I could go on and on and on, but suffice it to say that ARS, much like me, has a second home here at North Carolina State University. And we found your space and your people very valuable, but beyond measure to all of our country's endeavors in agriculture. I'm so proud of the impact ARS and NC State's partnership already has had in the agricultural science arena. I know our collaborations will continue to generate important results for U.S. producers and consumers, vital support for our agricultural stakeholders, and cutting-edge training and education for the next generation of agricultural scientists. This new plant sciences building will not only greatly increase the research capacity and impact of NC State, it will also enhance the impact of ARS scientists and our other science collaborations. And today, as Rich shared with you, I can share with you the great news that we're in the early stages of planning our own new building here on campus, thanks to the appropriations from the United States Congress this fiscal year. When completed, these facilities will be a prized asset for agricultural science here at NC State, and they will help us build on the proud legacy of a strong, vital partnership established by President Lincoln and upheld this many years by our many predecessors. Congratulations to you today as you break ground on this new building, and best wishes for all the future this building holds for NC State. So thank you for allowing me and all of us to partner in NC State scientific leadership and enterprise, and thank you again for inviting us here today. I know that our proud past partnerships are a precursor to a very, very promising future. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Randy Eisenhower, Chairman of the Board of the Golden Leaf Foundation. Let me introduce our board members, Mr. Jerome Vick, hope I get everybody, Mr. David Rose, Mr. Tommy Hester, and Mr. Barry Dodson. Barry was Chairman of the Board when this was approved, Mr. Tom Taft, Mr. Jonathan Ryan, who's a former chair, Mr. Lawrence Davenport, who's a former chair, and I saw Mr. Lee Roberts somewhere. So I think that's all the board members we have with us. Ms. Bobby Richardson, I'm sorry, okay. And also the staff. If you're on the staff of the Golden Leaf, just raise your hand. We have a great staff, and they've done a great job implementing this and other grants. I'm pleased to be here on behalf of the Golden Leaf Foundation. I'm also an alumni of NC State University. I can guarantee I was not near as articulate as either of my former alumni, and probably not now when they were students. And like Ms. Ahmad, I say I was sentenced to law school at Chapel Hill for 3 years. But I'm home. This is a great result of a partnership, and we appreciate everybody's involvement in this. A partnership that recognizes the goal and confirms that North Carolina is a leader in global agriculture. And we at the foundation look forward to seeing what the wonderful opportunities are through this initiative for our rural communities and our farmers. It's kind of fitting today because Golden Leaf celebrates its 20th anniversary. So with the strong support of the legislature and vision of the legislature, and with combining with other partners, the Golden Leaf has administered grants totaling $872 million over the last 20 years. And with that, that has impacted and benefited, obviously, the citizens of this state, but particularly those in our rural and tobacco-dependent communities. LEAF in Golden Leaf stands for Long-Term Economic Advancement Foundation, and this certainly enhances our mission. In going through any grant, there's a lot of research involved, and particularly one of this magnitude, but we knew early on that this grant, this project, would have long-term sustainable transformational benefits throughout our state, and particularly for our rural communities. And we were particularly confident that we would be partnering with NC State. We know that NC State has had great proven results over the years through its innovation and through its research. And let me give you an example. As Dr. Jacob Jung said in sweet potatoes, years ago, the NC State, along with their researchers, along with farmers, developed the Covington sweet potato. Now, I'm sure I would not recognize what a Covington sweet potato is. Mr. Jerome Vick from our board can explain that more than I. But I do know that as a result of that, the state of North Carolina is the #1 producer of sweet potatoes in the nation and produces half the sweet potato consumption in the world. And I'm sure that this initiative will certainly build on those successes. You know, to me, this is really what North Carolina is all about. We've taken good vision, we've taken collaboration, we've taken innovation, working with our great research institutions to have a world-class project. This will benefit not only our rural communities and our farmers, but people throughout the world, as Chancellor Woodson said. This is a proud day for the Golden Leaf Foundation, and we are eager to continue to work with our partners to enhance the bright future of North Carolina and specifically its rural communities. Thank you for allowing us to be here, to be part of this, and thank you for each one of you for your participation. Thank you.
Well, good morning to all of you. I'm Larry Wooten. I'm president of the North Carolina Farm Bureau. Many words, ladies and gentlemen, have already been spoken this morning and today, and many more will be said about this great facility and the collective wisdom and the effort that it has taken to bring us here today. Chancellor, this is truly a red letter day, not just for North Carolina State University, not just for North Carolina agriculture, but for the state of North Carolina and all of her citizens. Our farmers and our agricultural community are looking forward to the science and the solutions that will come about as a part of this initiative that will enhance our crop and livestock values, and it will help make the land and our farmers more productive. But ladies and gentlemen, we know that the research, the advances in technology, the improvements and advances to human life that will come about as a result of the work that will take place here in this facility will not only benefit our farmers and agriculture, but it will touch and it will benefit consumers around the world for generations to come. Certainly, our goal from day one has been to use the synergy derived from all of us working together to create this plant sciences facility to not only retain the brightest and the best minds that call North Carolina home, but to attract the best and the brightest minds from around the world to help improve and advance North Carolina and United States agriculture. I stand here this morning representing individual farmers, our farm organizations, commodity groups, and agribusinesses in this great state who have given personally. Some have voluntarily supplied checkoff funds from their producers, or many have gotten approval from their boards of directors to make today a reality. To all of the groups, and all of those groups are listed in your program, and I urge you to look at them. To all of those groups that are listed in today's program, and all the farm leaders in this audience this morning, I say a great big thank you. This ongoing, and I emphasize the word ongoing, this ongoing effort has been unprecedented in my career of working in agricultural leadership in this great state. To bring us to this point has taken cooperation, it's taken a oneness of purpose, and it's certainly taken visionary leaders within the college administrations. I can't thank enough Chancellor Randy Woodson and Dean Rich Linton for their leadership, for their vision, and for their support. As has been said here this morning, all of us know that there's still much work to be done. But ladies and gentlemen, we can all eagerly look forward to being back here for ribbon cutting, I believe, in the not too distant future. Thank you for giving me this opportunity this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. And if I could offer a little personal privilege here, we owe a debt of gratitude to Larry Wooten, who is retiring in December after a long leadership role at North Carolina Farm Bureau. So, Larry, thank you for all you've done for the state. Thank you. You know, transformation has been a cornerstone of our mission at NC State since we were founded. It breathes new life into our work and supports the next generation of thinkers and doers. But our transformation, our journey to plant sciences excellence is just getting started. Again, if you've heard anything today, I'll remind you again, we've got people from the College of Ag and Life Sciences that want to talk to you about how you can be part of this effort. Your support and the support you've provided to date ensures that what we do at NC State has lasting impact on agriculture throughout North Carolina, and I've said many times throughout the nation and the world. Through strong partnerships, we put research into action at the field labs across our state that are in partnership with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture, and through our extension offices in all 100 counties and the Cherokee Nation. And to help underscore this point, we've asked our county extension directors and agriculture agents from across the state to join us. So let's ask them to stand, and please join me in thanking them for all they do for North Carolina agriculture and for the citizens of the state. Thanks. The head cheerleader over here, Rich Bonanno, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we've invited all 18 research station managers from across this great state and their staff to join us today. They support our faculty and they support the Agriculture Research Service in the work that we do for the citizens of the state and the world. So please, if they would stand, please join me in thanking this group. So this is where the creativity of Dean Linton comes into play. So we have one more piece of business to do before we break ground. We've collected soil, notice I said soil, from 18 of the state's research stations that are here today. And one of the great things about our state is we have diverse agriculture, and that diversity of agriculture is because of the diverse soils and the diverse conditions across our state. And that's why it's so critical that we have research stations all across North Carolina. And representatives from our research stations will now pour their soil sample, don't do it yet, onto our ceremonial groundbreaking site. And from the look of this, I think it'll add some value to this soil. This is a symbolic reminder that the discoveries that we make here will take root on research stations and farm fields all across North Carolina. So, ladies and gentlemen, spread your soil.
Don't worry, it was autoclaved. Thank you.
We've been assured that all microbial activity has been resolved. Wow, that is a little bit of loam down there. This is taking me back to soil science. It was a struggle then, and it's a struggle now. I want to thank all of our speakers today. Jabin Ahmed, Representative David Lewis, Dean Linton, Dr. Jacob Young, and Mr. Eisenhower, and President Wooten. And you know, it kind of dawned on me, sitting here listening to this, you know, when you have events like this, you try to assemble the best leaders across the state, and you always like it when there's overlap with the alumni of your great university, NC State. In this case, it wasn't hard. The chair of the Golden Leaf Foundation Board, NC State alum, the leader of the largest agriculture research service in the world, ARS, an NC State alum, and you know, Dean Linton and I got here as quickly as we could. So, thank you all for being here. You've been a big part of this initiative to date. There's more to do going forward, and we look forward to your continued partnership with NC State, our College of Ag and Life Sciences. And please, bifocals are a difficult thing. That lunch will be served shortly after we mix up this soil, and I encourage you all to visit the information. Do we have an information tent? It's in my speech. It's a table. It turns out it's a table. To learn more about what's going on for the rest of the day and more about the initiative. And please, again, if you've heard anything that inspires you, we want you to get connected and want you to be involved. And now I think I'm supposed to bring people up. Who am I supposed to bring up?
You are. Two things, Chancellor. Let them know that nothing has been canceled this afternoon.
Nothing. Dean Linton says nothing has been canceled this afternoon. Anything else? So if all of the speakers would join me on the stage for the ceremonial dig, and Greg Rasky, the leader of our libraries, would be really upset if we missed with the shovel. So let's be careful. I think it's the first time there's been a shovel inside the Hunt Library.
Sure. Who's in charge?
Is that our photographer? All right, look at all this. I feel like a paparazzi.
We're going to do a 1, 2, 3, pick up and turn.
Pick up.
So 1, 2, 3.
All right. Oh, it's great to have deans that tell you what to do. So with that, we stand adjourned. Go Pack.